Welcome all as we congregate to the greatest toy line in community, ever growing, ever changing. As we collect and adapt these figures to our own imaginations and embrace the fun, there's much to learn, especially if you're new to Mythics. Good morning. Today we have Dan Tobin and Chris Gerard for episode 62 of New to Mythics. Good morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
Good morning.
Good, Greg. Good morning.
Doing great.
How are you?
Very
Doing
good.
great so far. It's going to be a hot one today, I think.
Yeah, man. We got heat advisories. It says it's going to be like 90. I'm like, geez, that's not hot. Come on.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be 102 on Tuesday, I think. I won't leave the house.
Yeah. We're in Boston area. We're used to like 60 degrees up here. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
no kidding.
Same here.
70 is hot for us. I mean, it's
Right.
going to be 90 today. We're like, God, we got to stay inside.
Yeah. Too hot. So just a little bit of context. Dan reached out to me last week and said there's a show that he is going to be attending again. This is your second time, Dan?
Yes, this is my second time attending, first time vending.
You got a table at ChrisCon.
Yes.
I had heard of ChrisCon. I think Chris Gorich had mentioned it on his show because I think he was going to be there or something. I think it was last year or the year before. I'm not sure. And that's where I had heard of it from, but I didn't know where it was. And I think Bill Janowski had mentioned it too. So I'd heard of it, but like I said, I didn't know where it was, and I hadn't met Chris until this morning. Good morning, sir. Thank you for being on. But I said, hold on, Dan, pump the brakes. I want to catch up with you a little bit. And I haven't talked to you since I'm going to say what Ashes of Agmendor had.
When we had me and the Goblin Bros on, it was a great show. We appreciated it.
Great show. That was an ordeal, though, trying to wrangle you, Kirby, Mock, Patrick, me. Am I missing someone?
Mark, Kirby, Patrick. And me. No, that's it. And you. Yep.
Yeah.
It was
logistically it was tough. Like it was fun once everybody was on, but trying to find a time that everyone was available was tough. So we're a little bit closer to getting these wonderful gobbies in our hands. And also tributes to you guys, which is super awesome. Very excited for these beautiful guys here.
That was a surprise of a lifetime. I was sitting outside by the fire watching the show, Jeremy's show, and then I didn't know I heard what I heard. And so I had to, about a few minutes later, messages start coming in, and it was. I'm not afraid to say it was one of the highlights of my life.
Man,
it was something. It was a great nod to the group too, because it's been a successful venture. Just a good group of like-minded goblin-loving folks.
Absolutely. And I just want to go over these again. You've got. I'm looking at these now with eyes that haven't really looked at them for a while, and I'm seeing some parts that are more recently I recognize.
Okay, sure, yeah.
So I'm looking at the guy to the right here. He's got the Pox's chest. He's got looks like the barbarian pauldrons, right?
Yeah,
He's got leather goods that we've seen on the armory and also on the Valak. And then he's also has the new dwarf legs that were with the Gorich, the Gaspar and the Gorich 2-pack.
Yep.
Now those boots, those are kind of like the Buccaneer shoes, the shoes that are on his.
Yeah, are they like a It's hard for me to tell if I take my glasses off. I might be able to see it better. Yeah, I don't. Have we seen those yet? Are those the ones from?
Yeah, I think those are like the Buccaneer boots that are on the Barbarian.
The legendary Barbarian? Yeah,
the
I think
the shoe part.
Yeah,
But I think the
the parts that come with these. I mean, the bear goblin parts. People have been looking forward to it for years, and
right
now we're going to have it sooner than you think. So
yes,
these were incredible pieces that they put together.
absolutely beautiful work. The chest piece on the goblin to the left. I know I've seen that before, but I'm not sure where I've seen it. Can you see that chest piece?
I can, but I'm not going to be real close. What? Yeah. Oh man, now I can't remember I've seen that either.
It's like an
There's
armor.
definitely the mythic scholars will probably tell us.
Right?
Very
Yeah,
soon.
they're yelling at us right now, like that's so obvious. So we have got the bear skinned arms and legs, which I love. The upper thighs, and then the shin and the feet are from the classic 2.0. You know, like the elf, I'm guessing, or even Swig, if we want to be more
a little more current, recent. Yeah,
goblin current. Now the head kind of looks like a Swig head.
I think we definitely have the hood, which is a great idea. It's a new original sculpt for this figure, as well as the Mark one, which is displayed up there now. Yeah, just totally unique. I love the pig aspect of the
Me
second
too.
goblin.
That snout. It's got kind of a Gamorrean guard kind of thing going.
Yeah, exactly. Looks great.
Yeah. We definitely needed some more goblin parts. And now I'm looking at these guys. Looks like the guy to the left, the 2.0, has the same chest that the other one has. And then the shoulder pauldrons we've seen. I'm not sure about the arms. The arms are hard to say. But it looks like we've got some new feet, which excites me because those other feet are kind of precarious. Sometimes the guys fall over with the little feet that they've got. So these look like some new sculpted shoes.
They definitely look like they're going to stand up well. Because that could be an issue with 2.0 sometimes. But I've been lucky with all of mine, but I have heard they can be a little more difficult to pose and stand.
Yeah. And so now the 1.0, he's got bare arms as well.
Yeah.
For this build, he's got bare hands, bare arms. He's got some bracers, new soft goods. That head looks like a repainted, or is it a resculpted Thwick?
Yes. Let me see.
I love that grin. That grin is
right. We have the repaints from the first two, which is great because, to be honest with you, I had those and I lost one of the heads. So since I've got so many of this pack coming, I'll just repaint the other one to look just like it used to, and I'll still have three of those heads to go.
Absolutely. Looks like the new belt from, I'm gonna say Sir Gideon, but I'm not sure. It could be Terpiculi, it could be Sir Gideon. It's a nice belt. It's a nice belt.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, I'm looking forward to these very much.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. It's nice to get those the bare skinned.
Oh, absolutely. The sculpted with the muscles and everything. Yeah.
Absolutely. Good stuff, man.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too.
Chris, are you interested? Are you a goblin guy or what?
Oh yeah, no, I love the goblins. Yeah, I've got quite a few. I've got these on pre-order. So, and like you said, I always look at each part to see what's new and what you're getting, and it's good to see some new parts in there. I've got this one here actually. This is the Swig with this is a head Dan actually painted up for me. This is one of the things I just love doing is just head swapping on figures and just going to the shows and getting the different the different painted heads and the different 3D printed heads to make characters, because it's a long wait in between waves. So,
oh man, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, I like to kind of stock up on basic figures and then throughout the year, just pick up some other stuff. But Dan actually gifted this to me when he came over to my house a couple of months back, and I love it. So I put it on one of my swigs here.
I love it.
He's right where he belongs. I'm glad you enjoy him, my friend.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. I love to see, there's a million different head sculpts that people print and sell, but it's how the painter paints it. That's what makes it even more special is, their interpretation of it. So it's always cool to see, you could give the same head to 5 different artists, but they're going to come up with different things. And it's always cool to see, the creativity shine through that way.
It is the artist that might have, I'm sorry, Chris, go ahead.
No, I was going to say to your point, I've got a bunch of the same heads that are painted by different artists that I'll pick up, and each one is unique. It's cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's many I've done, and then I'll say, geez, I really like the way that guy did it better. I really wish I had that idea, but it's so awesome seeing the unique takes on them all.
Absolutely. So you've been busy, Dan. You've got some customs, some pictures that you sent me. So let's take a look at those. Looks like we've got a Ninian here.
Yep, I'll have a few match for that. That's such a great head.
Where did that come from, Dan?
This, I believe, I got from Robert Espino, the paint prints. I believe this is a Jason Rodriguez sculpt, but I'm not 100% sure because it happened to go into my pile of stuff I wasn't sure about. Okay. So I don't want to credit the wrong guy or take credit away from anyone, but it's a fantastic dragon head.
Yeah, you did great on matching. I'm such a huge fan of the colors of that Ninian.
Me too. Yeah,
the reddish and the bluish was just such a cool color combination. And what a surprise that figure was last year.
I know that was a great kept secret, wasn't it? And then, like, to your point, when you see the colors of the figure, I was in love with it immediately.
Yeah. Well, I love to see also that they, borrowed Cosmic, and I wouldn't have even thought that we would see an alien kind of body like that chest in the Mythic world. It didn't even occur to me. So to see that, and for Eric to turn it into like a snake warrior was even cooler. He's got. I'm looking at mine right now. He's just got this way of I never was into snakes and was never interested in snakes, but I'm like, I got to have that figure.
I agree. He jumps right out at you. He when I first saw them all lined up, I wasn't sure how many I was going to grab. I ended up getting 3. One of them I'm going to leave alone, and I'll probably paint up another one, all different colors. But it was almost a perfect figure. I mean, it was just the color combinations and the sculpt are just fantastic.
Yeah, and I love the different colors. He's got the shield with the yellow and the green on it, and the nice blue soft goods. Just a really colorful figure. So it looks like these are using the bigger figures.
Yeah, I fell down a bit of an ogre rabbit hole the last probably 3 or 4 months.
I love ogres. I hope
too.
that we see more. Really a fan of that size figure because the figure is just as good as the regular sized figures.
Absolutely. Having them side by side, having to have all those scales together, it just adds to the realisticness of the line.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I love this kind of Cthulhu kind of tentacle.
Yeah. That's really from Zhao Zhijing's company produced that.
I remember that. Yeah.
It's a crazy looking sculpt. It was harder to paint than I thought.
Yeah, I bet all the different textures and
yeah.
Wrinkles.
For sure.
Very cool. Very cool. Chris, do you do any painting or do you? Are you like me, or you ask other people?
A little bit. Yeah, I rely a lot on other people. But yeah, every once in a while I'll pick up the paintbrush. I've done a couple of things. I painted up a dwarf and a couple other 3D printed heads. Mm-hmm. And but you know, you go to these shows and there's just so many vendors now that are painting and different sculpts and things. And like I said, it's so easy to just buy a single head, just like this tentacle head on the left here, and pop it on a figure, and you got a whole new character.
Absolutely.
And it takes a long time to paint these. So
yeah, I would rather pay more and have an art piece, you know, buy a Dan Tobin or an Eric Miller or, you know, David Williams, you know, some of these artists that make these incredible things. You know, I would rather enjoy their artwork than see me struggle and, you know, try to. I don't want to ruin the head sculpt. I would rather have a master paint it.
Everyone starts somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. And that's a hell of a group of guys you just mentioned me with, by the way. I don't know if I'm quite there, but I appreciate that.
Your stuff's looking good, Dan.
Thank you, brother.
Stuff is looking good, man.
I like this. This came out cool.
Yeah, I've seen this head before. It's got kind of a triceratops kind of,
yeah, he's neat. He's got that flare that comes off the back, which is a perfect palette for. He could have gone on any figure, but popping the arms off of the alien from the Cosmic it just made sense, and this was a super fun project.
That's like a Oleg Thygar arms, or
they're not from is the Cosmic. I have a hard time remembering all the names because I only have the arm.
It's the Legion's Con 2-pack from this past year, from 2024.
Right?
Yeah, it's the one that looked like the Predator almost. That figure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was screaming for something like this. So
yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, the scales on the head kind of match the flow and the scales of the arms. So that was a good choice on your part.
Thank you very much.
Sweet. Was he got kind of cloth pants? It's hard to tell here.
Those are the pants I picked up. I believe I got those from Brian Peacock. I'm not sure. Okay. But I have a few pair, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure. He might just have silver night legs on under there. I'm not even sure. Because when you have the pants, I just slapped them right on for a bit of a different, unique look.
Right. I'm a fan of soft goods. I think soft goods can really punch up.
They can be great, or they can be the most like frustrating thing to try to put on.
For sure. Yeah. I know I've had a few issues where I kind of wished that the soft goods came with instructions, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's not a knock against like C. Jessam, like the Necronominus figure. Like I had to look at a video. I'm like, how do I put this on? I have no idea. You know, all the straps and the ribbons and the robes, and it's all really ornate and decorative and beautiful.
And you want to get it on right to get the full effect. And I'm terrible at that. I'm all thumbs except for, even when I have a paintbrush in my hands, I guess I am. But yeah, I fumble with soft goods terribly. Yeah.
But they've gotten so intricate. I was just looking at from the new All-Star 6 wave, I was looking at the Sir Andrew cape, and it's just so ornate and decorative.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. But at the factory, they got to be like, "What the hell is this? How am I gonna make 1,000 of these? You know, how does that work?" You know, and I would be interested to find out like what the process is. You know, like see just some kind of maybe disassembles it and has the different pieces and the patterns and sends it to them. But that would be an interesting topic to discuss.
I'd love to know that. I'd love to know that too. Maybe it's a good question to ask at intern. If either of you guys, I did intern. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was the year before. But it's a great take. If no one's done it, sign up for intern for a day. And if you're lucky enough to get chosen from the lottery, the tour of the studio, that you get to meet everybody and a behind the scenes look, and it's something I'll never forget. It really brings a lot of perspective into it.
Have you ever done that, Chris?
I haven't done the intern yet. No, I've thought about it, but you got to be there an extra day, and it's a bunch of. And I guess there's a lottery or something for it.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's on a Thursday, which kind of you're either gonna miss work or if you're from out of state like me, you gotta take an extra day off and rent a room for another day. Plus, it's $300 to do it, so you can split it with your plus one. But it's an amazing experience to go in there and see how they do things and ask questions and pick their brain and just soak up the awesomeness of the studio for sure.
Do you know what the timeline is for that? Is that still open yet, or did they already select everybody?
I think it's open now.
July. It goes into July.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's open now. You just go on their website and there's a form that you fill out, I think, with your email, and then they have a lottery, and I guess they just announced the name. They announced them privately. They don't publish the names.
Right. If you're chosen, you'll just get an email, like a golden ticket.
Right. But yeah, it's amazing. I recommend it to anybody. It's a great experience. I've seen this head many times now, and I love it. That's is that Mark Calvo?
The Rhino. Which one? The Rhino?
The Rhino. Who did
that? Is Maui Diego Rodriguez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to show these. Yeah, this is an incredibly so cool sculpt.
So original.
Right. Who doesn't want a Rhino executioner?
Right.
If you got to go, that's how you want to go.
Absolutely. Go with some panache. Go with some style. And then these guys over here kind of look like.
Oh, just a group of dragons and one dinosaur. Yeah, these. This is another head. I picked this up at Legion's Con.
Let me
working at all
here. Okay. Oh man, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Tyrannosaurus, that's cool.
Yeah, I would love to do a big one too. I want to put one on an ogre.
That is sweet.
One thing at a time, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, that's awesome. Do you have the smaller guys there with you, or are those sold? Or
nope. Those guys are all be available at the Great American Toy Show in July. ChrisCon.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Got a few more to look at.
Ooh.
Man, those are nice. Really good color matches too, man, from the body to
Thank you. Thank you. That's one of the things I try to get. If I can't be super fancy, I'd like to be super accurate.
There you go. Huh. Yeah, I love that demon with the broken horn. That is freaking awesome. Those.
That's what I've done a couple of those. It's one of my favorite of all time.
Yeah, these head sculpts
Maui as well.
Head sculpts are just next level. These guys are just making amazing head sculpts here.
Right, more and more every day, and they're coming out. Some of them have articulated jaws, and they're in the materials they're using. You can drop them on the ground, and they're fine. It's not all of them, but a lot of them. They've come a long way.
Next level, and there's such a diverse, There's like here you've got tiger heads, demon heads. Brian C makes these amazing crab heads, and I've seen eyeballs that go on slog or the frog head. Just rhino executioners. It's like, geez, such a wide. I've seen beautiful women, that have been sculpted, and just what an array.
That's something that's still, and when we were at Intern, they did a demonstration, and we got to see, how it's all done. And I've watched a few YouTube videos, but it's still just a ball. It comes from a ball, and then it's amazing. Drag this, do that, and I mean, I hope I don't sound like I'm making it sound, but it's like wizardry to me. It's incredible.
Well, it kind of looked like Eric Treadaway was. It starts like the program is like a ball of clay.
Yeah,
it looks like a round ball, and he's like, computerized, but he's like making it like taking some away and putting indentations. So it was almost like he's using clay again, but it's digital. You know what I mean? He's taking away, he's changing the size, he's making it, this way or that way. And before you know it, you've got a skull, or you've got, this amazing whatever. It's just it, like you said, it's wizardry. Amazing work, though.
Thank you. More dragons and more vampires.
Now, does that helmet fit on his head?
It does.
Oh,
it does.
Wow.
I hit it with a little bit of hot air first, or if you had to use some hot water, if you had to, but it goes right on and right off. It's incredibly engineered and designed.
Wow. Super cool. Yeah, that's one of the. I don't have that. That's Disabilis.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
one of my favorites.
One of the vampires I don't have. And they need some more vampires, I think, in the line.
Yeah, I would love to get some more. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, super cool. I do love the ogres. That's ogre scale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yep.
I do love the ogres. We need some more ogres for sure. Ooh, I love this. These two heads are amazing.
Thank you.
Wow. The intricate horns, and
that's the red one is from Paul's Customs, I believe.
Okay.
And yeah, that was painted to match Arthur, who isn't a super difficult paint match, but when you get it right, it looks great.
Yeah.
It's simple, but it always works.
The horns, his head really fits the pauldrons on that Arethyr, figure. Looks really. Or you said Arthur. Do you call him Arthur?
I sound funny anyway because of the Boston thing. So I know it's Arethyr, and I have a hard time pronouncing my R's at the end of that. So
that's all right.
Everything's Arthur.
Never change your accent. I was just telling my fiance how I'm like, Dan's accent is fantastic. I was telling Chris that I worked in Fall River and Taunton for about 6 months, and I loved. I'm like, can you say that again? Can you repeat that? Because I just love hearing Boston Haba. I just love that accent. Is just my favorite thing. So
we all sound like a Kennedy.
Yeah, never be ashamed of that. Never be ashamed of that accent. It's fantastic. Oh, I love the colors on this guy.
I got a bunch of dragon heads from a friend of mine, and I just immediately went to work painting them. The one in the black from Stavros, the newest dragon, which technically isn't Mythic Legions, but but it is to me, obviously. So much fun to paint in black.
Yeah,
you can highlight anything you want. You can make it unique. You don't have to worry too much about sticking to a palette.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one of my favorite figures this year. Was that Stavros? I just loved the dark colorway on him. It just we've seen that body 3 or 4 times now, but I don't know, for some reason their color choices sometimes just make that figure look brand new.
Yeah, they knocked it out of the park with this figure. I was glad I was able to get one.
Yeah, and that head sculpt looks great on that.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So that looks like
a lot of variations on that theme.
Yeah. It's a great sculpt, though. I love the curled horns and stuff.
It's majestic. He's got a royalty about him, that particular dragon.
I like the choice of the purple too for the horn color. I like that a lot. Very nice, very nice. This is our last slide for Dan. Looks like another dragon type. Was that hard to match, because Irakigor's got kind of some greens, some metallics, some blues, different hues of blue.
The base color wasn't bad. Finding the metallics, which is great because the Horsemen use a lot of like craft store color paints, which are easily accessible. You don't have to special order them or anything. So I take the head right off, and I'll go into Michael's, and I'll see what comes close and what I can do to maybe get some combinations to come up with the scheme. And it's not 100%, but it passes. It looks pretty good.
Looks good to me. Yeah,
Thank you.
Great. Looks great. Well done. Well, are you going to be selling anything at Legion's Con or just Chris Con?
I will have a full selection of everything you just shown at Legion's Con as well. I'll be really busy after after Chris Con if I sell everything, which that would be awesome. But there'll be plenty of dragons and goblins and demons for everybody.
Nice. I can't wait to see you again too, man. You promised me a beer, and we kept going into, I'll meet you at the tavern in an hour, and neither one of us made it over there. So
try to stop me this year.
I'm gonna drag you in there. We got to share a pint together for sure.
Indeed.
So, Chris, on to this toy show. Can you tell us how this came about? Like, where is it something you've always been? Have you had shows before? Like, how did this?
Yeah. So the history of this is I started a local collector group about probably 6 years ago now, just on Instagram. I was just posting my figures and stuff, and I noticed a couple of people were local in Massachusetts. So I said, hey, why don't you guys come over next weekend, and we'll do a meetup. So we started doing meetups like at my house and a couple other guys' houses, and just like looking at figures and stuff. And we were talking about how could we meet some more collectors. So we said, hey, let's try doing like a collector meetup. So the first one we had was at a local comic book shop in Bellingham. We knew a guy who owned a comic book shop, and he let us do it there. So we had about 20 people show up, and we met a few new guys there. And then the next year was COVID. It was 2021. Yeah, so 2020 we couldn't really do it. So 2021 we did it, and everything was still kind of closed. So we wound up doing it in like my garage and in my driveway in my backyard.
Yeah. That's
so
what
we
I
had a bunch
heard.
of tables set up in the garage and in the driveway, and we had more people come, and we had all kinds of displays and people selling stuff, and we met more people. And so the year after that, I said, hey, why don't we go all out? I'll go see if I can rent out a space like a hotel ballroom. So we did that, and we started the first. It was like a collector meetup, and people were like, "Oh no, it's ChrisCon because you keep throwing these things." And you're ChrisCon. I'm like, "No, it's the collector meetup because it was called the action figure collector meetup," and they're like, "That's too awkward. Just call it ChrisCon." So that kind of stuck. So we did the first kind of official ChrisCon down the street here in Taunton, and then the last one we had in 2023 was at the DoubleTree in Milford. And now this year we're back. What we're doing this year is, so the original ChrisCon, we've had a lot of like contests, and we had dioramas and like displays and things. What this show is, we're saying it's basically ChrisCon presents the Great American Toy Show. What we're doing here is we're trying to fill the venue with as many vendors as we can. And a lot of what we were trying to do too was to get vendors that aren't necessarily selling your typical stuff, though we do that. We have vendors that sell Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series and McFarlane, but also customizers, people like Dan that are doing original stuff, that are selling painted head sculpts, people like Duarte Studios that are selling custom, dioramas that you're not going to see in Walmart or Target. I've got another guy who does 3D prints who just signed up recently here. Where's his name? Jason Grimm Art. And he does 3D prints. So he does 3D printed pieces that he paints up, and he's going to be selling there. And then we're also going to have, the Four Horsemen have been a part of it since the beginning. We're friends with Jeremy Gerard, who lives close by here in Rhode Island.
Yeah, Rhode Island guy.
So he set up. So this will be the third time they're setting up, and they bring their whole spread. He's been done very well at the shows here, and it's a good thing too because it's kind of one of the more northern shows, maybe the most north show that they do. So it kind of caters to collectors around the Boston and Rhode Island and New Hampshire and Vermont area that maybe don't necessarily get down to New Jersey or New York or some of the other shows. So it's kind of a whole new fan base to draw from in this region. And the other big anchor that we have is Bobby Valor with Valorverse. So he sets up with all of his figures as well, and he's got a really good spread. But like I said,
he was there. What year was he there before? Was this?
So he was there the last 2 shows we've done. He was there at the basically the ones in the ballroom. So this was the last show we did was in 2023. I didn't do one in 2024. It's just for logistical reasons and other things. But this year the show is on July 19th. It's a Saturday, so it's about 4 weeks away. It's about a month away right now. July 19th. It's in Taunton, Mass. It's at the Taunton Conference Center, which is 700 Miles Standish Boulevard in Taunton. Doors open at 9. Tickets are available at the door. It's $10 to get in. If you want the early bird at 9, it's $20 to get in an hour earlier. But again, it's all about, a lot of the vendors we have are very unique. Like I said before, we're going to have, Duarte Studios where, he's making, dioramas like this, nice, just a beautiful tavern piece.
Oh my God.
That, you're not going to find this anywhere else.
That's gorgeous.
And they're reasonably priced, and you can bring something like this home and set up your figures and take photos or just have it on your shelf.
I want that now.
Yeah. But and there's stuff like that if you can't afford it. I mean, he also makes things like this. Like I picked up this cart, at Legion's Con last year. So he sells things like this. Yeah. So he'll be there selling these. Just the detail is amazing, and the paintwork on these, and to put it with one of your figures, just to add that extra display piece. Again, something that you're just not going to get at anywhere else really outside of Legion's Con. But he also does these little he's got the table and chair sets too. So if you get the tavern diorama, he's got the tables and the little stools that he paints up and the tabletops.
I love stuff like that. That's kind of atmospheric stuff that can really make your photography even more alive. Like the things, tankards of ale and the tables and the benches and all that stuff, or the wagons, outside. And
this is another piece that Brian at Duarte made too. Is this hammer where, I don't know if you can see, but he actually wrapped like wire around it. I mean, just this amazing custom piece
artistry.
They just painted up that, if you have a figure you really love and you want to add something special to it, besides, we all have those bins of like the same weapons over and over, to find something like this, and you may pay a little more for it, but it becomes a nice showpiece. Or like I said, if you have like a favorite figure and you want to give him like a special hammer or a special weapon.
Right.
The other guy that we have coming that you guys know is Steph, Detour Customs.
I was going to mention him. He's going to be there.
And, this is the same thing. He does like this sword, so he'll be selling things like this, like a sword like this that you can add to a figure that just takes it over the top,
Absolutely. Have you seen that?
All the detail in the print and the way he prints it in that clear plastic, or even this is another one that he did.
Oh yeah, I've got that one. Yeah, that's
just with I don't know if you can see like the little runes and stuff in there that are printed in there, but just a cool piece that you can add to a figure to make it stand out. And just for a few bucks, for $10 you can get a cool sword, $20, whatever it is. And
such a great guy too.
Yes, he is.
Those guys will be there. We also have in addition to Dan and some of the things he just showed, we've got Borderland Horde.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they're going to be there. And again, they do a lot of painted stuff. They have a lot of cosmic stuff too. I picked up this shark head from those guys.
Look at that.
Which I think is pretty wild, And again, just, for a reasonable price, you can add this to one of your cosmics that, maybe you bought 3. I bought a bunch of these in the blue and in the red.
Beautiful.
And if you have the same head on it, it's kind of boring, but, you can pick up something like this and just really make it pop on your shelf. But Borderland Horde, they made that. This is another head sculpt I got from them too that I added to.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, where he's smoking the cigar.
Yeah.
And And again, it just
love that one.
It can just turn some of your army builder figures into individual characters.
I wanted to show this real quick, Chris. This is also Borderland Hordes. They did this frog mount.
Oh, that thing is incredible. Yeah.
I love it so much, but I'm like, I don't want to ruin it by painting it. So I might ask someone else that's better than me to paint it or buy another one because it's just so cool. But their stuff is amazing. They've got this turtle with a cannon on it.
Yeah.
That's just so damn cool. Go
well,
ahead.
Ironically, I was just going to show you my frog that I got from Borderland that is painted.
Okay, here we go.
So this one they had at Legions Con last year. I picked up. Yeah, it's the same frog you had in your hand, but they had painted this one.
Well,
so
that's a beautiful piece. Look at that.
And again, you partner this with with one of your figures, and he's got a little pack toad to go with him.
So much personality.
Yeah, they're just wild. And one of the other ones he did, I'll show you too, that I grabbed, is this. This dog,
man,
the sword bearing dog that he painted up. That's got the sword, and the sword actually comes out of the sheath, and then that has a dog motif on the sword.
Wow, I didn't even notice that. Gorgeous.
That's all painted as well.
I love stuff like that, man.
Yeah, and
that's Borderland too.
It's really a static piece. I mean, his head, can move. And this piece actually comes off of him.
That's Borderland also.
This is Borderland Horde.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. Those guys are killing it.
Yeah. So again, awesome. These guys will be at the show. This is the kind of stuff that you can get, and the kind of stuff that I love, that I personally collect. So that's why I'm so excited to have those guys, to have Dan there, selling his head sculpts. Like I said, this is one that he's done, and the stuff that he's shown you as well. That you can just add to like a swig. Absolutely. Put this with them, get the cart from Duarte, and you're in business. You just have a bunch of stuff that, and again, like I said, you're waiting in between waves for whether it's Cosmic or Mythic or even, from some of the other toy companies. And this is just stuff that can bring your figures to the next level. I mean, I love it.
Really punches up your shelf to have stuff like that.
One of the other things I'll show you guys. I know we're talking Mythics, but
no, that's
this is the other vendor I mentioned before, Jason Grimm Art.
Oh,
so he made this. This is a 3D printed, and if any of you guys are Mezco collectors, so that's Doc Nock. And the comic that comes with Doc Nock, he's flying this gyrocopter, which I loved, and I was like, I should try to make one of those. And so Jason Grimm prints these. He's going to be selling these at our event at the Great American Toy Show in Taunton. So the propeller spins, and believe it or not, the way that engine spins, that's how some of the original biplanes, the engine actually spun with the propeller. And this moves the wheels. He's even got the skull motif on the wheel there. There's a little gas tank. He's got the little propeller in the back.
That's fantastic piece.
And the dash lights up too. There's a little light that turns on. It's hard to see the detail there, but I've got some pictures on my Instagram of this, and I love it. And he prints a bunch of different things, so he's going to bring this and some other surprises too. So again, if you want to get another showpiece for your collection, especially if you're a Mezco collector or you love the Doc Nock stuff. This is just a unique piece. Again, you're not going to get it at Target. You're not getting it on Amazon or at Walmart. So it's just fun.
Amazing.
This one came all painted too. He painted, it's mostly, molded in the black, but he painted the gold trim, and the seat is red. It's like a web, and all the control surfaces. So, and these little missiles are on magnets here. So these actually pop off.
I'm in love with that. I need to get one of those.
Jason Grimm Art.
Those are amazing. I think my friend Jose Torres has one, and I didn't know where he got it from. So now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
One of the other vendors who's a big part of the Mythic Legions community, who's always at Legions Con, is Damian Blake. So D Blake Makes.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with him, so he's going to be there too, and he makes the 3D printed signs, for the X-Men, Lord of the Rings. He's another vendor who's coming up. He's wanted to do the show for a couple years now, so this is the first time he'll be up in the Northeast. And he's done Legions Con. He does a lot of the New Jersey toy shows. but he's got just about any brand of action figure you can imagine. He does Mezco, so you can put these on your shelf, these little shelf signs, and I love them. This is a newer one he did for the Savage Crucible figures. New Fantastic Four movies coming out. He has Fantastic Four.
Absolutely.
And again, these are reasonably priced. For $20, you get one of these to put with your on your shelf, or if you have the big Galactus, he has a Galactus one. He's got a bunch of Spider-Man. So I've got a bunch of his stuff. I know a lot of people collect them, and I'm excited to see how the fans up in the Northeast react to this, because I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people who've never seen this before. But he has a whole table with, it's got to be what, Dan, over 100, 200
anything you've ever liked in your life, you'll find a sign for it.
Smurfs, like any toy you can imagine.
It's incredible.
He's done it. So he's another cool vendor. Again, very unique stuff. Like where else are you going to get a cool sign you could put on your? I have a whole bookcase full of Lord of the Rings figures, and I have this right in the middle of it. It looks great, and the colors and everything just pops.
I can vouch for that. It does look great.
He's seen it. He's been there.
Oh, it's incredible.
I love those signs. Those signs are fantastic.
Yeah, they're awesome, and he does a great job. Like just like this, just the colors, the way it fades on the Indiana Jones. And I've got a bunch of the Indiana Jones figures now in a whole display, so I'm putting this with them. But just cool stuff. One of the other artists who's coming is Chris Burdenka, who he's a painter, and he basically paints. You would think this is a photograph, but this is actually an oil painting.
Jeez.
Where he's got a bunch of different things: Castle Grayskull. He's got a Shogun Warrior.
Global Force.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's got He-Man down here. He's got this guy from Transformer, who's also in Robotech, which I love.
Yes, me too.
But he does original paintings where he'll sell his originals, but he also sells, these prints. So you can get these prints at a reasonable price. Like these smaller prints are pretty cheap, or fairly well priced. And he's got a whole bunch of different characters and things like this. So he's going to be there. It's almost like an art gallery that he sets up of all these. And I've got one other I picked up at the last show he came to, Transformer one here of Grimlock, with some of the cassettes. So Chris Burdenka, just amazing artist. He's on Instagram as well. But it looks just like a photograph, but they're all paintings. So just another unique toy-related, action figure-related person who's going to be at our show. One of the other ones, let me see what else I have here to show you guys. Well, of course, the other big guy is, I mentioned Bobby Valla. Yeah. So he'll be there with his figures. This is the latest Bone Collector figure that he's got. That's pretty cool. He's got a special 1 in 100 one of these that is like covered in blood stains and stuff. And,
great figure.
Just really super detailed figures that he sells. And so he sets up with his whole display, and he'll have all of these figures kind of out so you can see them before you even buy them, which is really unique, which I like the way he displays his stuff. You're not just looking at a bunch of boxes. He puts his figures out like you're actually, at a Toy Con or something like that, looking at the prototypes, and they're all there for you to see with all the weapons and all the different heads and things like that. So.
Yeah, you've got some great artists coming to this show, man. You've got some heavy groups, man.
Yeah, and again, like I said, it's very action figure toy oriented, and I like to have a lot of people that are just unique vendors that you're not going to find other places. One of the other people I mentioned is Gerard Middleton, who's Sir Dork Photography, who you've probably seen online. So he does action figure photography. So he'll be there. He's going to be selling prints of some of his photos. And you can meet him and talk to him and find out about action figure photography and some of his tricks and tips of what he does. One of the other exciting guests we have who's been to the show with us before is Dan Larson, Toy Galaxy or Secret Galaxy. So very well known in the toy community. He's going to have a table there as well. So you can go and meet him, talk to him. Sometimes he'll have some merchandise or things that he's selling, whether it's shirts or small figures. I know recently he did a 3D printed head sculpt that he was selling at one of the shows there. So be interesting to see what he comes with. And then the other big guy in the toy community, I don't know if you're familiar with, is Articulated Ninja will be there.
Yep.
So he's
got
his.
A few times.
Yeah, he's got his show, and he's good friends with Bobby Valla. So he's actually going to have his own table there too. So you can meet him, talk to him, and again, it's an opportunity to meet some other people in the toy community. and I'll say this too. One of the other unique things that we've done from the beginning is we give out name tags. So everyone who comes, I have like a name tag where you put your name, but you also put like your Instagram handle or your YouTube channel or whatever it is, so that when people are walking around, they'll say, hey, wait a minute. Oh, you're the Collector 77. Oh, I know you. I watch your Instagram, but you would never recognize the person if they were just walking around a toy show or a cubicle collector or hooded figure collector. So everyone will put their name with their different social media name on there, and people can recognize each other and talk to each other, people that they may have been talking to that they've never met in person. It enables you to meet a whole bunch of people and make some friends. And like I said, my collecting group has grown over the years. Dan, you come over every couple of months now, and sometimes we can't fit everybody in the room.
Well, it's hard when you have every toy ever made as well in your basement. So
that's why they keep making more.
Anything like Chris's house. It's incredible.
That's amazing. Yeah, I would love to. Maybe next year, I'd love to make it out to that show. There's so much there to experience. So many great artists and great people like Dan and yourself. But I love and you talking about this, Chris. I really love that you organize this not as like, how can I make money? How can I make a profit? It was like, how can I connect?
Right.
Like, how can I?
Like I said, it grew out of meeting people, like meeting fellow collectors, and then also like, hey, how do we bring together a lot of these people that sell this unique stuff, where it can be all in one place? And that happens at Legions Con every year. And I'm kind of talking about this as being a sort of a mini Legions Con North for some of the more, further north Boston collectors. Some of the other vendors you'll recognize, Wolf King Customs will be up there with several tables this year. Beerman Photography is going to be there. Al's Figures, who makes dioramas, will be there selling more dioramas, in addition to Duarte Studios and Brian and his group. And I mentioned Borderland Horde, Detour Customs, Dan. I mean, just a lot of the same vendors that you see at Legions Con are going to come up for kind of a northern tour, so to speak. So it's going to be great. It's going to be really nice.
Do you have a list yet of your vendors so people can?
I haven't published it, but yeah, that's a good point. I'll post that on my Instagram. So you can either go on my Instagram, which is thecollector77, or I also have ChrisCon Collector Meetup is kind of the official, show Instagram for the show. And again, we're booking it as the Great American Toy Show because it's going to be an all vendor show, just kind of filling the place to the rafters, with as many of these kind of custom vendors and artists as we can get in there. So yeah, there it is there. ChrisCon Collector Meetup.
ChrisCon.
So yeah, I'll post a list of the vendors, but it's going to be, you can see there, I started to highlight some there, the Borderland Horde guys, and I took some photos of some of their stuff. And I'm going to be doing that over the next 4 weeks as we get closer. Dan, you got to send me some pictures of your stuff too. I'll do a little highlight reel for you as well.
Oh, okay. Will do. Thank you.
Yeah, but you can see there too, Brian Almeida with Duarte Studios has been there in the past, and that's one of his dioramas. You can see Dan Larson behind the Terror Drone there.
Dan Larson, amazing work. You got Steve from Hasbro.
Yeah, so Steve is a friend of the show. He's part of our collector group. He lives actually in the next town over.
Okay.
So he's going to be wandering around the floor. He doesn't have a table this year, but he definitely always comes every year, and you can meet him. He's he works on Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series at Hasbro. So he's always a good guy to talk to. Very nice person. He'll spend some time talking to you and answer your questions as much as he can. And but yeah, he'll be there wandering around as always. So
outstanding. Yep. Super excited. This is going to be a great show. I hope you guys get record numbers this year. Just kind of going down and seeing all these great photography that you're trying that you got here, prizes, photography, raffles. Looks like an amazing time. And also I'm noticing here that you've got tables still available? Is that still true? You got room?
Yeah, we do. So there are still some tables available. So you can reach out to me in a couple of different ways. You can either direct message me on ChrisCon Collector Meetup. You can also email me at chrisconmail@gmail.com. So chrisconmail@gmail.com. Just send me an email. Yeah. Tables are $75 each. So you can get one or you can get 5 or however many you think you need. But they're definitely, and if you're a first time seller too, I encourage a lot of people to come to this because it is, it's not a big corporate show like New York New York Comic-Con or Boston Comic-Con where tables are $1,000 a piece. You can get a table for $75. And if you have a bunch of extra Marvel Legends and McFarlane stuff that you want to get rid of, or, I got a guy yesterday, he signed up. He's got a whole bunch of Mezco stuff he's going to sell, which I'm excited about, and SH Figure Arts, some import figures.
Good stuff.
Or if you have maybe you have some custom stuff you've been working on that you've been wanting to sell too, or some 3D prints you've been doing, come set them up at the table. And and people do really well. I mean, people tell me how much they sell, and it's phenomenal how well they do at these shows.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I'm from California, and me and my stepson would go, and we would have tables in San Jose and Sacramento and places in Fresno and stuff, and we just had a good time. You're in a room or building with other collectors that love toys just like you do, and it's just an opportunity to meet new people and make new friends and buy more toys, sell toys, and just have a great time. And again,
to stay on the Mythic Legions angle of this, since this is a Mythic Legions channel, Bill Drunowski will be there too, Dork Lair. So he comes every year. He's a friend of the show and has been
great guy,
part of our collector group. And so he'll have a table set up there. He sells a whole bunch of random figures and things, but you can also meet him and talk to him about his YouTube channel and pick his brain as well.
Yeah, fantastic guy. That kind of sums up everything. I will have you guys on if you're free on July the 13th, which is a Sunday, for the New to Mythic Live. You guys can come in and hype up the show again. This episode will air July 8th, Tuesday. I just want to get more attention. This is going to be a great show. I'm super jealous that I can't be there, but I hope to be there.
Still flights available.
Right, yeah. The
flights have not sold out yet, as far as I know. I will check with the airlines.
But don't wait too long, because they will.
Yeah, they will.
Absolutely. Yeah, I worked in Vermont. Worked in Vermont for 6 months, and there was nothing really like I drove out to Zolocon, and that was about the closest. I think that was like 5 or 6, 7 hours away. So that would have been nice. Rhode Island was not that far, or Mass. I could have come out and enjoyed that show. But that's awesome. It's a great area and a lot of great people. So thank you guys so much for being on. Dan,
thank you, Greg. Appreciate it very much
for introducing me to Chris. It's great to meet you, sir. And hope to run into both of you guys at Legions Con. Chris, you going to be there?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Got my tickets.
You guys at the tavern.
I will be there. Thank you, Greg, for having us on. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, dude. I had a great time, and we'll have to do it again. I look forward to seeing you guys the 13th, and thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you again. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Remember, friends, to always have fun, be curious, share, and enjoy what this line has to offer. Come for the toys, but stay for the friends. Good night, and thank you very much.